Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Now that's a terrible thing. But that was under the old covenant. In fact, in that verse 24 that we read in St. Mark's Gospel, where he said, what things therefore you desire when you pray, believe that you receive them and you shall have them. Then the next verse is, and when you stand praying, forgive if you have aught against any, that your Father may forgive you. Because if you don't forgive, your Father will not forgive you. That's another way of saying, well, even this faith I'm teaching you about, when you pray to God and He answers you, He says it's not going to work until you forgive. Now that's terrible. Now, in His teaching, when He says, if you don't forgive, your Father will not forgive you. That's under the old law. In the new one, you cannot not forgive. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Now, He will not hold your sin against you because you did not forgive someone else. That's not the problem. The problem is, when you don't forgive, you will be walking in the darkness. You're not functioning in the light. He, on His part, will not hold your sin against you. You see that? He will not forgive you. As would have happened in the Old Testament. But the trouble is, you are walking in the darkness. And therefore cannot enjoy the benefits of the light. You see the trouble? So you cannot afford to not forgive. To not forgive is a big problem for yourself. Because it means you stumble into the darkness and remain there functioning in the darkness. God's not mad at you. He don't have any problem with you. But you have stumbled into Satan's territory of darkness and walking in there. Then you come out from there with cancer. You come out from there with failure. You come out from there with sickness. And you wonder what happened. No, God's not punishing you. God's not responsible for that. You stumbled into the darkness. And you got a lot of inheritance from the darkness and came back with them. You see that? So you're holding something against your mother-in-law, your papa-in-law, your sister-in-law, and the outlaw, then you got a problem. You got a problem. I'll never forget what he did to me. You're a Christian, but walking in the dark. And if you look at your life, you would find that for a long time now, since you've been having this bitterness in you, you have been like, have you ever seen somebody struggling in the water, trying not to sink? That's what you're doing in life. That's what you're doing in life. Terrible thing. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. But then he says, a new commandment I give unto you, not to the Jews. What is that commandment? That you love one another as I have loved you. That you also love one another. What commandment did the Jews have? Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, with all thy soul, and so on. And thy neighbor as what? Thyself. The commandment of the Jews was, love thy neighbor as thyself. What is Jesus' commandment? Look at it. A new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another as I have loved you, not as you love yourself. Old commandment, love your neighbor as yourself. An arm for an arm. If they break your hand, you break their hand. Love them as yourself. If they kick you, you kick them. Love them as yourself. Inflict the pain on them as they inflict on you. So they will know how you feel. I just want you to know how I feel too. Push. So that is what Old Testament. In the new one, Jesus said, love as I have loved you. Not by your measurement of love but by my measurement of love. See the difference? That's what makes it new. If he had said, love your neighbor as you love yourself, they would have said, Master, that's not new. That's been there all the time. But it was new. They had watched him. He was different from everyone else. He was the epitome of love. Hallelujah. So, in verse 35, by this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another.